Hello, welcome everyone to my favorite 6 stars. Before we continue, please support me on Patreon. All I ask is a cup of coffee for your support. The more support, the more time I'll have to record, edit, and all that fun stuff. Keeping it simple, here are my top 2 operators in each class that I recommend. Please keep in mind there are limitations. Number 1, I have to be able to use them. If I don't have them, they aren't going to be on this list because I don't have an opinion yet. I'm looking at you, Wiš'adel. Number 2, these aren't based off of meta or story. This is purely on what I've used so far and what I like, so please enjoy. Right, here we go. First class, Vanguard. Number 1, Flametail, skill 3. I love this girl. She can hold her own against most bosses, and it's enjoyable to see her dodge every attack on so little health. She saved me so many times that way. Perfect Vanguard, because most Vanguards are only useful the first few minutes, and then they're switched out for someone better. But not Flametail. Good now, good later. The shining example of what a good operator should all operators should aspire to be. Number 2, Innis, skill 2. Yeah, I know, I have Milesi, but I've used Siege more. Innis reveals 24/7, expands her range, she already has good range to begin with, generates more DP than Myrtle if the enemies are there, cloaks herself upon skill activation and binds each foe for 5 seconds, and she steals 90 of their attack. At an 11 drop. If you have her full potted, she's a 9 drop. Amazing. I've only used her for a couple of weeks, and already she has a place in my heart. Second class, guard class. Number 1, Suitor, skill 3. Day I got her, skill 3, M3, max level almost immediately. The boss killer. The only reason I can't praise her enough is because she can't hit aerial targets, yet she's still number 1. Something tells me that might change if she ever gets an altar in the future. That would be sick. Number 2, Silver Ash, skill 3, and Milnar, skill 3. I'm putting these two together because basically it's the same skill, same effect. If you force me to choose, I would go with Silver Ash. He was my first 6-star operator and also my first full pot. To be fair, I didn't start using Milnar right away because I already had Silver Ash maxed out. Milnar true damage? Yeah, sure, but Silver Ash reveals cloaked enemies and can block too. I need someone that blocks, at least. Third class, Defender. Number 1, Syria, skill 2. Hands down my favorite defender that I mainly use as the healer instead of bringing in a medic. AoE heal, S3 meta. This operator has it all. Number 2, Mudrock, skill 2. Set her and forget her. True AoE hammer spin with a chance to stun, and an auto health shield generator. A true boss on her own, and helps block that one lane that's far away from medics, that one obscure lane. I would want to see a altar in the future. I'm not sure how that would look like, but I'm not opposed to it. Fourth class, Sniper. Number 1, Chen Altar, skill 3. True AoE, hits everyone, looks amazing. Best sniper in the game before W Altar. I can't recommend her enough. Absolutely game breaking when she was released. Number 2, Typhon, skill 2. Her skill 2 is amazing. Providing stun at a distance is unheard of. And all of that while targeting 2 enemies and having an infinite duration. My god, makes me wish I had her sooner. Not enough? She has an infinite follow for a skill 3 that also happens to be a boss killer. Damn. Live 2D, please. Fifth class, Caster. Number 1, Golden Glow, skill 3. a global for a skill 3, and an infinite duration plus follow for a skill 2, and a non-existent skill 1. Godsend. Also, she's a cat and not a dog. Only bad thing I can say about this unit is that I liked her better when I thought she was a canine. Number 2, Ia Philagia, skill 3. Targeting 5 and doing a ton of arts damage. She is in almost every AFK guide for her skill 2. You can't go wrong with this one. 6th class, Medic, number 1, Kalsic, skill 3. Everyone's ex-wife, but that's due to change. With recent information, we have found out that Kalsic is actually the daughter to the doctor. So, not really an ex-wife anymore, but seriously. Her summon monster has true damage. Still don't understand? A boss killer medic. Let me repeat. A boss killer medic. Get her. Truly amazing. Number 2, Ia Philagia Alter, skill 3. Global healing. Gone are other times of putting Mudrock in the corner and hoping she'll survive. She usually does, but now you can place Jessica Alter instead and heal her from far away. If that's not enough, an infinite duration heal for her skill 1 and removes elemental damage as a trait. She's so good, I don't even know what her skill 2 does. No one knows. M9 worthy. 7th class, supporter, number 1, Scotty Alter, skill 2. She's an infinite Telopsis skill 2 heal with an ability to summon a beast to any tile with the same effect in all adjacent tiles. If that's not enough, skill 3 is a true damage AoE. Sure, it has a duration, but come on, what else do you want from a support class? Number 2, Suzerain, skill 2. An infinite duration that targets 3 enemies and slows them all with a skill 3 that is in meta, and is also a heal while weakening enemies within range at the same time. This 9-tailed girl has it all. What does her skull undo again? Right, no one cares. 8th class, specialists. Number 1, Texas and Yato Alter, skill 3. I was going to put them at 1 and 2 on this list, but come on, they're basically Silver Ash and Mjolnir over here. Texas Alter is a problem solver with her skill 3, also targeting aerial units. Yato is basically the same thing in one lane. They're both worth wailing for, in my opinion, and both M9 worthy. What? Still want me to choose one? Texas Alter. Honorable mentions. Only 2 honorable mentions to keep the flow of 2s in this list. Number 1, Guard class, Neural Alter, skill 2. She can ignore deployment limit. You'll be able to drop her for 25 seconds. She's on here because it's kind of a cool skill, but it's a win more skill with small uses here and there. Would have been better if she just stayed deployed with no time limit, but she also has true damage for skill 3. That's hard to ignore. She also looks amazing, her life 2D, but all of that was not enough for me to use her. I wish I used her more. Maybe one of the modules would make her better, would probably ignore her, that kind of skill, but I've never heard of a module that changes her specific skill 2. It would be cool though. Like I said, I wished I used her more. If it wasn't for that little time limit, I probably would have used her every morning. She probably would have been a shoo-in. Second honorable mention, supporter, Ling, Gil 3. I would have put Virtuosa here because I know I'm gonna instantly love her and I wanted to honorably mention her, but I haven't played with her yet. and thus I don't really have an opinion yet, and I'm making this list now, so Ling it is. Ling is the answer to limited operator stages, those stages where you can only deploy 3 operators. And now every time I see those stages, it's a Ling stage. Because I know she can solo 90% of the stages, but that doesn't mean I'm using her. That doesn't mean I'm using her at all. So it's kind of cool. What would make her better? Probably a module to make her hit aerial units. I don't know, so that she can truly solo. Maybe she would have gained camouflage, so that would be better if she gains camouflage upon skill activation, or if she has camouflage 24/7, except when she activates her skill to make the dragon stronger, she reveals herself. That'd be kind of cool, but she's kind of easy to kill. Can't hit aerial units, never really had a chance to use her. Also, her summons take up deployment slots. I mean, when you deploy a dragon, that counts as you deploying an operator. Rather just have an operator. Maybe if those summons didn't take up slots, that would be cool. But yeah, that's why Ling is here. All right, that's it. Again, these are units that I personally use. Not about meta. I don't do max risk. I'm just here for the farm. If you like what you see, support me on Patreon, subscribe, and see you on the next DP.